Good morning and welcome to the channel. I've just started riding this morning from Cape Town. It is now 8 o'clock in the morning and I already reached Strand here in False Bay. So today I am on quite an extended trip from Cape Town all the way to Still Bay on the south coast. So of course the idea is not to take the quickest route there. It is going to be the back roads, and a lot of dirt road riding is planned. This is the first ride I'm taking on my Honda CRF rally, and it's very much a test on, well, endurance a bit for me. Can I do the almost 400 kilometers to Still Bay, but also to test all my gear and recordings and so on. So this is Strand. Just look how beautiful this beach is. So the first part of this trip is then to ride from Cape Town all the way to Betty's Bay. First town is Strand that I'm riding through now, and then next up is Gordons Bay. Both of them beautiful seaside towns. Then I will take the very famous coastal route from Gordons Bay to Rooi-Els, which is called Clarence Drive. I made the short crossing from Strand to Gordons Bay, but Gordons Bay of course is right next to this part of the Holland Mountains going into the sea, and it forms the eastern boundary or eastern edge of False Bay, which makes for a very spectacular piece of coastline. So this little part of the road takes one to the small little sailing harbour or yacht club here in Gordons Bay. I now turned onto the R44, which is the road that now goes all along the eastern part or the eastern coast of False Bay, which is called Clarence Drive. Now Clarence Drive is one of the most famous coastal routes in the Cape Town area. It was started to be built in 1940 and actually completed during the Second World War by Italian prisoners of war. Now, how long is it? It's probably about 80 years ago that this road was completed. Some parts of it is quite steep against cliffs, and it is still quite prone to mudslides and rocks falling from the cliffs. If there's some weather conditions causing a lot of rain, the road is sometimes closed. It's 22 kilometers long, but my first stop is going to be at the Grill Shack, which is quite a famous restaurant here on Clarence Drive, because I haven't had my morning coffee, and I think it will just be a great way to start this morning. But from here you can see all the way across to Simonstown, Fishhook and Cape Point on the other side. It certainly makes for a very, very beautiful setting. Yeah, we've arrived at the Grill Shack. Let me see whether I can find some coffee here. So this is a very nice restaurant to enjoy some breakfast and so on. I'm just going to look for some coffee. Seems like they've got a tuck shop here outside. Yeah, so let me just make a stop here. Oh, that was now a great stop at the Grill Shack here on Clarence Drive. I had a wonderful cappuccino. Just feel ready for the next part of the road. So I will now continue on Clarence Drive on the R44, and the very next town will be Rooi-Els. But today is a bit of a more cloudy day, but I must say, with the sun coming through the clouds every so often, it makes just for beautiful scenery. So here we are crossing the Strand River, and upstream from this is of course the Strand Dam. That is very much an important dam in Cape Town for hydroelectricity. So that is what keeps the lights on in Cape Town when there is some load shedding. Apparently this road has 77 turns. Somebody has counted them, of which I think 4 or more are turns that are tighter than 150 degrees. I find these kind of statistics just fascinating. I've now reached the end of Clarence Drive. So here at the end is the small little town of Rooi-Els, which is very much, I would say, a holiday destination, vacation homes. So the Rooi-Els River actually forms a small little lagoon here. Let's just take a quick detour through the town of Rooi-Els, just to get a bit of an idea what it looks like. I think we are now driving through the central business district of Rooi-Els. And there in front we've got a few baboon friends joining us. Baboons are actually quite an issue in this part of the world, because these baboons are quite active and might even break into houses looking for food. There's all kinds of smaller roads, not quite following a pattern, but just hugging the coastline here. I suppose you can find a plot here with very nice views, because from here you can see all the way across to Cape Point. A beautiful little town. Okay, but let's head back to the R44 and go on our way to Betty's Bay, or first Pringle Bay, then Betty's Bay, and then on to Hermanus. So I've just passed Pringle Bay and now going to pass the bit larger Betty's Bay. But the coastline simply remains dramatic in this part. The next stop will be Hermanus. It's another 55 kilometers from here, from Betty's Bay. So we are about to pass the famous Harold Porter botanical garden here in Betty's Bay. It's really a beautiful place and some fantastic walking trails that goes up into the mountain. It's absolutely worth a visit if you're in this area. Yeah, so that was Claremont. So Claremont Beach is actually to the right here, but there's also a nice lagoon here. Beautiful beach. Okay, Hermanus is 22 kilometers from here. So Hermanus is probably best known as one of the best places to do whale watching in South Africa. Of course, the coastline here is just such that it's quite high up. You have cliffs going into the sea, and you have many points where you can actually have a very good view of whales, especially the southern right whales. They come for calving season around August, September, October. I don't expect to see whales today, but I'm going to make a stop there at the beachfront. Yeah, so let's just take a bit of a detour here to the coast. Oh, look at this beautiful church. So this is Marine Drive. So Walker Bay is a favorite spot for the whales to come in during whaling season to calve. Beautiful. So here one is quite high up. Welcome to the center of Hermanus. Yeah, so this is Hermanus. I'm now getting towards the outskirts on the other side.